What are we doing? Just running laps around the map. There's just gonna be a rogue here. Or they had all rushed farm. Yeah, the guy that was at farm is dead now, so we're gonna lose farm in like 2 seconds. That's all that matters. That was weird. We're in a burst here. It's always a good option. Fuck. I saw my demon... I don't even know what they're fucking called. Every time I fuck this up where I send out my Dreadstalkers and I'm like, I don't know what these things are called. They ran out as soon as I threw my shit out there, so that was awesome. Now we wait. Oh boy. This is not good. We'll stun this guy. I should just stop casting abilities, to be honest. Am I getting focused? Okay. So I have to charge this guy and just mortal coil him. And I'm actually gonna press fear, guys. Wow. Would you look at that? And apparently you get an absorb when you use fear with like a certain trait that I'm taking now. So that's the only reason I used fear right there. We're just gonna take on their whole team. Aw, shit. Anyway, we're gonna be talking about why I'm excited for Classic, at least. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Oh, cool, this is actually interrupted. Every class can go to level 30 for beta. And that's like the best thing I've heard in my life, pretty much. I remember when I got into the BFA beta and I was like, this kinda just sucks. Because I was just playing the game for the most part. I was playing like the questing experience and I was like, man, I really don't want to quest through every zone on beta and on classic for all of my tunes. So that was the BFA beta for me. And then I think about if that's going to be the same thing for vanilla beta. But vanilla takes so long to level in, and I think twinking will be so fun at level 30 because of like a ton of pieces of armor that are really OP, like Corpsebringer, which is just like an axe that hits really hard. And from specifically Razorfen Crawl, there's really, really good level 29 gear. So, like, having twinks at level 29 or 30 is probably going to be really fun. Anyway, so since I was 7, I shared an account with my brothers, and then it got taken away. I went to my friend's house, would play WoW there, which was, like, a huge thing. For some reason, I'd always go to friends' houses when I was a kid, and they'd always have World of Warcraft sitting around for some reason. And every time you'd only play it for, like, a few hours, and it's like... It was pretty much crack for like a 4-year-old, is what I'm trying to get at. So, ever since then, I've been hooked. I've tried to stop. Nothing ever pulls me through. Just kidding, I'll never fucking stop. I love your game, Blizzard. As long as you don't fuck it up too much. Beyond, I guess, what is BFA. Maybe you could just, I don't even know. I don't even have any suggestions for you. You're gonna have to pay me to do that. They say if you're good at something, never do it for free, so, hit me up, Blizzard. But just don't let it get any worse than this, please. Even, like, backstepping to Legion with, like, give us 4 artifact weapons that we can put traits in that are the same thing as talents. So how normal artifacts were, do the same thing. That's what I think Azerite pieces should have been. They just should have been artifacts, like how you'd build it up into certain traits, and then you could just have that for 3 pieces. Instead of just, like... This is essentially just normal talents, right? Azerite traits were pretty much normal talents put into this, but if you used it like an artifact, it would have been like the old talents, where there's more customization and just random increases to your abilities. I think that's what a lot of people liked about the artifacts. Something a lot of people don't take into account as well is how many people have played and how little people play now. I'm just guessing here population numbers of Blizzard currently for World of Warcraft. Not counting the influx of all the subscribers that are coming back for Classic, which is already happening. I'd say before that, probably 3 to 4 mil average. Probably would have been a good number. A close estimate to how many people were actually playing the game before they kind of announced Classic, and it was just like Legion going into BFA, and then the numbers dropping when BFA was just kind of eh. Forgot I have Counterspell now. We'll burst this guy, why not? Never mind, we won't burst him. We can Mortal Coil him. There we go. Problem solved. Anyway, there's gonna be a lot more people. I think, like, even if you think about pretty much all the Twitch streamers that are gonna be playing Classic, even their publicity pretty much gets people to play the game. At least that's what I'd guess. I mean, it makes sense. If that's not the case, then that's just surprising, but... And especially since it's Classic WoW. There's gonna be people out there that are like 40, are just like divorced, have no fucking clue what to do with their life, and then they'll hear about Classic WoW and they'll be like, wow, this seems like something I could get into. And then thus repeats the natural cycle of World of Warcraft. I think it'll kind of be like RuneScape as well. Where RuneScape was like, for the most part, old school RuneScape. If you haven't heard of it, pretty much Jagex, who is the company that makes RuneScape, is doing the same thing that World of Warcraft is happening right now. Great sentence, holy shit. So Blizzard's doing the same thing Jagex did, in the fact that they're releasing an old client of the game a long time ago. Jagex did the same thing, and so far, the old school version of RuneScape, which is the game that was re-released, is doing a lot better than what was the current version. I'm not saying this will be 100% replicated, but there's just a chance it'll happen. I'd put like 50% chance on it, just off the top of my head. Not crunching the numbers here or anything. I mean, I am in my brain, but, you know, not on the paper. Not with a calculator. Just kidding. I do all my calculations on paper. I'm actually a mathematician. I just do YouTube for fun. And here's just a random number population thing for... So, previously I said that the probably population of the game right now is 3 to 4 million. It was 8 million at the end of Classic, and 13 million at the end of Wrath of the Lich King. I'm guessing a majority of people, let's say, at least 8 million people who played Wrath of the Lich King, give or take a few just quitting and not like wanting to play the game anymore, but a good amount of the people in Wrath of the Lich King probably played the game in vanilla. I'd say most of them are probably going to come back, and then the word of mouth in the state of Wrath of the Lich King, of people talking about vanilla, are probably going to make some of the Wrath of the Lich King people want to come back. And that's not even counting the people who have never really played the game and just want to play it because of the reputation that surrounds it. I'm not saying that all these people will stay by any means, but it'll be interesting to see, I guess, the peak numbers that Classic WoW obtains over time as well. I think that's one of the biggest factors. I don't think it'll be like a huge rush to Classic WoW. I think a lot of people will just go to it slowly. And there's also no WoW tokens. It's also a different game. A lot of people like to compare it to the game that we're playing right now. It's not the same. It's completely different. It's not the same game. I can say that just 100%. Just how talents are and how character and, like, literally playing the game. Like, if you're pressing this many buttons in vanilla, you'd just be fucking shitting yourself. Because that's so many buttons. And then you'd have to get gear for all the buttons that you're pressing, and you'd have to optimize it. All that shit. There's a lot more, I guess, min-maxing in vanilla. Or, like, being forced to a certain playstyle. In not the way that, I guess, current World of Warcraft is, where you literally can't play the other spec. Like, I can't cast Corruption right now. But in the fact that, you know, druids can't be feral druids, because feral druids suck, and they just take too much damage and don't do enough. Kind of that general thing. So, like, as a druid in vanilla, you'd be playing more of a caster kind of playstyle more than anything. If you were trying the PvP, you'd be throwing up dots and trying to throw out starfires and rats if you can. That's just guessing too. I've never fucking played a druid, but from what I've heard, they're like the worst class in vanilla to play if you want kind of a solo experience. Because they're always just taken for res and heals. Heals bad. There's also no WoW tokens. I said this like 2 minutes ago, but I'm kind of excited for that. I'm excited for the economy of WoW Classic. And that also makes me think, just off the top of my head, if there will be a lot of gold farmers in WoW Classic, supplementing people with gold. Because there will be no tokens, so no actual formal, legal way. And I'm legal as in game legal to, I guess, get gold. I bet there'll be gold farmers. Blizzard will have to watch out for that, though. That just makes me think... Just so much nostalgia. It makes me think of Wintergrass back in the day where, like, you'd be mining, and you'd just be minding your own business, and you'd be trying to mine a node, and then the node would just disappear. And if you looked at, like, the combat log, you could see who performs a certain action on the mining node. And I remember doing this on my Death Knight back in the day, and I was trying to mine, and there would always be people under the Wintergrass map, just farming Serenite and Titanium, and they'd be stealing all the nodes. And it was when those were shared, too, so... God, good fucking times, good times. Back when there wasn't millions and millions. There's 13 pages of Siren Spawn when I checked the auction house last night. Alright. Didn't burst once this fucking battleground. I'm the best. His health is going down, though. Druid can't keep up with it. You're gone. You're gone, kid. And then the thing is, I'll get Intellect from the Demonic Tyrant, and then that buffs my, Okay, so we'll do this. How hard is that hitting? Not hard at all, cool. I thought I'd get a lot more damage buff, but that's unfortunate. It's hitting for like 10,000, which isn't that bad for an instant cast, but... Yeah, it's pretty much all the reasons I'm excited for Classic. I know some of you are just not excited at all, and that's okay, but there's a majority of people that are. And obviously, time will tell if it's successful or not, so... Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, description, bell thing, and I'll see you guys next time.